Hi everybody, it's Debbie from the Inspiration Station back again. Thank you for joining me on my channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've been seeing a lot of people online making page kits from their stash, and it's something that I've always wanted to do, but I never have. So I had some sample papers come in from Echo Park, and I decided that I was going to try and do this, match the new papers with some old supplies. So I'm going to pull this apart and show you exactly what I came up with. Okay, so here we go. This is the first paper that I fell in love with. I got the sample pack from Echo Park and Carta Bella, and this paper is from their My Favorite Spring collection. And there's another very similar to it in their, I think it's their Easter line. We'll get to it because it's in here in this pile somewhere. But I absolutely love this. The colors are gorgeous. I love the watercolor effect. And it makes me happy. You know, we're going through this sad time in the world and it's just gray outside. It's February, you know, this makes me happy. So I went and pulled a couple of more pieces from their new lines because I thought they worked well together. So again, this is My Favorite Spring. This paper is from the My Favorite Easter line, which I don't celebrate Easter this way with, you know, Easter bunnies and all that. So this yellow, though, goes beautifully with the print. So I pulled that. This one is also from My Favorite Easter, and it's got bunnies on the other side. They're very cute. And I might fussy cut those maybe for a baby page or something, but I thought the pink gingham worked really well with that. Then we have this blue from My Favorite Easter, and this is the other piece I was talking about. I really love it. I love daffodils. They're my favorite flower anyway, so I can use either side. I have either the florals or this pretty blue gingham, depending on what I need. Just to make it a little easier to see, I'm going to leave it on the blue side. And then this one is My Favorite Easter as well, and it's the rainbow colored pastel plaid. The back has cut aparts on it. And I will probably fussy cut these flowers to use them because I think they're really pretty, but so we have that plaid. Now, that was all the new papers. And I guess they're all from the Easter line except for that one, my beginning page. So that's kind of interesting. So, of course, the first thing I do is start looking for colors that work with this and patterns. So I love watercolor, as I said, and I have this one. This one, I'm not sure where it came from. It's very thin, so I'm thinking it was a paper pad that I had, but it works really well with the orange. So I brought that in. This one here is sort of a coral color. Not quite as coral as this, but it's pretty close. So I'm going to pull that. It's double-sided. It has this print on the other side. This one I know came from one of the Hot Buy pads. It may have been Arcadia from Die Cuts with a View. I'm not really sure. This one was definitely from one of the Joann's pads. And this is a nice yellow stripe. Of course, I love stripes too. They always help make borders and things like that. So we've got that. Let me do a little rearranging here. Hopefully everything's in view. I'm going to put this one on top just because that's our inspiration piece. So again, this is actually from the same pad as this one, I believe. Yes. Yep. So that's another one of the, oh, I wish I remembered the name of it. It's one of the Die Cuts with a View pack anyway. So we have that. And then I decided I needed a little bit of purple. I don't do a lot with purple, but this is a scrap that I had from a page I did. I think it was for last year's Load event. And I liked the range of colors that it had on it. And it was just enough purple that, you know, it'll work. It'll give me something to do to add to that springy. It goes along with this purple. I'm happy with it. What else do we have? This one was definitely from a paper pad. It's very gold on the other side, which I don't plan on using. But I like the scale of the flowers on this. I thought it helped, you know, when you put it with some of the other papers. This is another one from the same pad. Again, it's got the gold on the back. but these two together can be used with any of these papers. So I'm just going to stick them. I'm actually going to put the purple on top because it gives it a little different look. So I love those. And then I went to my cardstock, and of course I have this peachy color. This one is a Teresa Collins paper. I'm not sure which line it came from, but it's got that gloss to it, which I normally don't like. I'm sorry about shaking the camera there. But I think it works. I think it's, especially if I'm going to matte with it or something, it's not so shiny that it bothers me, but I really like the color match with the flowers. Of course, I grabbed a purple cardstock just in case, and this is kind of a mustardy yellow, which works really well with these flowers. So those are all the papers that I chose to go in this kit. Now let's get to some of the embellishments. Oop, I missed one. My favorite green, which is no longer made. This is a Tim Holtz coordination paper. It's bundled sage, and I have a few scraps of it, but I absolutely love it. It seems to match with so many papers that I have. So if anybody knows a good match to this, I've been looking at Basil and American Craft, and I haven't found anything that's quite close to this yet. So I'm still looking, but if anybody knows of one, please let me know. Okay, so then what do you do next? Now you need alphas, right, for a kit. So I pulled out these green alphas from Pink Fresh from their Some Days line. I hope there's not a glare on that. It's really hard with the plastic packaging. This is Simple Stories. It's their blush color. Perfect. And these are some phrases that I had. They're quite old, I think. Pink Fresh Joyful Day. And it has a lot of the same colors in it. I have used several of these, so this is just leftovers. Maybe I can get some of those used. And then for some smaller alphas, I have the light blue from Color Theory. These are from Simple Stories, from one of their Snap lines. So those match really well. Quite happy with those. Then what else do we need? Oh, I've got to throw a doily in because, you know, it's spring and floral. May not use it. I don't know. These are, I think they were called placemats. They came from Jelly Bean Soup. And those are just cute little die cuts, like cut files that I had. Pulled them out of my stash. These are all things that I had in my stash and I never seem to use. So by pulling them out for this kit, I'm hoping I can use them. This is a die cut piece from an Elizabeth Craft die. It's her Entwined Circles, I think it's called. I found it in one of my other kits that apparently I cut it and never used it. So threw that in there. Hopefully I can use that. And then I grabbed this die because, again, something I've never used. I had to have this. I think it's beautiful, but I've never used it. So I did pull it out. It's called Winter Wreath, I believe. Winter Garland. But I think with the right colors, it can look very springish. So I'm not worried about what it's called. I'm going to hopefully get to use that for the first time. Then I went to my Nuvo drops. And I don't have a lot of Nuvo drops. I'm not sure why. I guess because I have pretty much every color of stickles under the sun. So I don't use them. I have a lot of stuff I don't use. So these colors are perfect. I pulled them out of my stash. I'm going to use them. I purposely did not pull any enamel dots for this kit because I have these. So I plan to use these instead of enamel dots. So I really like those. Then I went through, oh, I lied. I did pull enamel dots. I forgot. I had some Altenew enamel dots, and this green and this peach color and even this pink work really well. But I'm going to try to use these first. So these are as a backup, but again, see, I never used them. I buy them and I never get around to using them. So things have to go in a kit so I can actually use them. If you want to go way, way back to 100 years ago, 2003, that tells you how long I have been scrapbooking. Yeah, 2003 I bought these. Making Memories flowers, never been opened. Wow, that's kind of scary. 2003, oh boy. Okay, well anyway, they're in the kit. Maybe I'll use them. Then what? Oh, then I went through my Project Pocket Life cards, and Some of these are the cut-aparts that came from that paper pad that I used a couple of the floral prints from. I had just cut them up when I got it. I used one card on a page, and then I just cut the rest of them up. So there's a bunch of those. They're very pretty, and I think they'll go really nicely if I just use them as a cluster base, or I can use them as journaling cards. That's just gorgeous. I love that. Yeah. So any of these will work. The rest of these, I believe, oh, this is just a scrap of cardstock that I had cut my journaling off of, and I plan on using that for some journaling. You know, you got to use what you got. And then these were, well, these are, I'm guessing these are pocket cards from somebody. This is definitely a Becky Higgins Project Life card. You can tell by the writing on the back. Oh, more cut-aparts and some journaling cards. So, you know, it amazes me how well this line with new papers goes with a lot of the older stuff I have. It just really works. This is, so it's a punch out. It's a die cut that I bought a pad at Joann's. I think it was an American Crafts one, but it was all die cuts. They were all perforated in a sheet, and you had to punch them all out. And I did punch a whole bunch out and sort them according to theme, but I found that these words, once I punched them out, they tended to get stuck on things. So I just went around and cut them out of the sheet, and I think it looks really good with this paper. So I'm hoping I can use that. And then again, a few more die cuts. This is an old jelly bean soup, I think, journaling card. You know, who knows what I'll end up with. But I love these. They're so pretty. And then what else did I grab? Gotta have some bling, right? Oh, this is a leftover tag from a previous page I didn't use. It's on wax paper. Color works great, so I threw it in there. These, anybody remember dewdrops? They're like half pearl-sized things. They're just clear drops. You can color these with alcohol ink as well, so you can get them to match your paper, but I really like the clear ones. They really do look like dewdrops or water droplets when you put them on a page. Haven't used them in ages, so I thought I'd pull those out and maybe try to get them on. Prima, Say It in Crystals. These are ancient as well. Let's see if there's a year on these. 2012. Not quite as old as the Making Memories flowers, but still, 2012, 10 years ago. I think it's time we use them. Yeah, okay, those are going in a kit. And then Hero Arts, I probably won't use these because I'm not doing a lot of blue in here, but this blue, the lightest blue pearl here is really pretty. So, you know, I threw it in just for something different. And of course, just plain old clear, what do they call these? AB, Aurora Borealis, iridescent type gemstones. So those are going in as well. And then I threw in a roll of washi tape. I'm not sure where this came from. It looks like it could have been an Echo Park one, but I'm not positive, but it's a cute yellow plaid or gingham. And then this fell out of somewhere when I was looking. It's a piece of chipboard that said, Blessed are the curious, for they shall have adventures. And I have a 2.5-year-old grandson. I'm sure I can use that. Piece of wood veneer. This is really just to remind me to look in my veneer. That's another supply I very rarely use. I don't have a ton of it, but I always forget to look at it. So that's in here just to remind me. It's sort of a representation, as Janet Madison would say. So that's what I have. I think it's going to be a great kit to use. I have no idea what I'm going to use for photos. No clue. Hopefully I'll have a follow-up video so you can see what I ended up with. But yeah, so I have the brand new paper. I have some really old paper. I have some ancient embellishments and, you know, some things I never get around to using. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know below what you think. If this is a kit that you would like to use, if it's something that works for you, or if there's something I'm missing. You know, did I miss something that you think should be in there? I probably will throw in a die-cut alphabet, but I don't want to put that in the bag right now because I use them for other things. So I don't want it to be tied up in the bag and forget where it is. But anyway, if you've stuck around this long, I thank you very much for joining me. Please give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment below. I enjoy reading your comments. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to work on getting more videos up on a more regular basis. We'll see how that goes. I'm not making any promises, but yeah, this was a different one for me. I've never done a kit video. Let me know if you like them. All right. So anyway, I'm going to go off, pack this back up, and start on a project, and we will see you soon. Thank you, and take care.